Hi everyone, in today's video I'm going to show you how to work with production units in Lula Build. So before I do that, I just want to give you some background to explain how Lula Build converts quantities to time. So Lula Build can automatically calculate how long you should be spending on to process a specific quantity of a build item, and we can view this by opening up the columns tab, switching over to the measurement columns, and switching on the time component of, for example, the bill measurement. So here we can see that it's going to take us 8 hours to process 6 cubes of the foundation, for example. Alright, and the way in which Lula Build does this conversion is it reads a so-called primary production variable that is stored inside of the worksheet of each bill item. So I'm going to show you what this looks like. So I'm just going to jump into my plastering bill item. And if we open up the variables tab, we can see that each worksheet has a local variable at P, which is the primary production rate of this worksheet, that specifies what quantity we can produce in a unit of time. So in this case, I've specified that we can plaster 3 squares in an hour. And you can see that you can use this variable just like a normal variable everywhere inside of your calculations. Alright, you can also update and edit this variable directly from the info pane. So here you can also access the primary production rate of this worksheet. And once this primary production rate is specified, it's easy for Lula to understand how to convert the quantity of plastering that needs to be done to a specific time by making use of this factor. Alright, but sometimes it's convenient to not have to specify your production rate in hours as we've done here. Sometimes you might want to specify what quantity you can process in a day, for example. So Lula Build gives you the opportunity to define these time units, or what we call production units in Lula Build. So you can set up your own production units in Lula Build by switching over to the production units module. And you'll see by default there's already one production unit set up, and that is a day shift. So every production unit has a code, a name, and the number of hours in that production unit. So we can see in a day we're working 8 hours, and you can easily add new production units. So let's say we want to define a double shift. I can just click plus add, and I can say this is TS, it's a double shift, and we work 16 hours per double shift. Okay, so you can then use these production units to indicate to Lula what unit of time your primary production rate is referring to. So if I switch over to the foundation, you can see that here I've specified my primary production as 6 cubes per day, and I've switched my production unit over from hours to days. So now Lula knows that this primary production here is specified in days, it's not specified in hours. All right, and you can also assign production units to measurements. So if, for example, you did not want to see the time here in hours, but you'd prefer to see it in days, you can do that simply by assigning the correct production unit to your bill measurement. So I'm going to open up my measurement tab. I'm going to open up my bill measurement, and here you can see currently the bill measurements has a production unit of hours, but we can switch that over to days or double shifts or whatever we want to. So I'm just going to switch it over to days, and then now we can see that automatically it's showing us how many days we're going to spend processing that quantity. So it's going to take us 1 day to process 6 cubes of the foundation. Alright, so this is not only convenient for you to view how much time you're going to be spending processing a certain portion of a quantity, but we also use the primary production variables and these production units when we export a Lula Build bill of quantities to a scheduling tool like MS Projects or Primavera. We use that production rate to convert the quantities to time and to calculate activity durations for you automatically. Alright, that's all for today. Thanks for joining us.